Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 22 of ReZero. Now, honestly, awesome episode, until the very end. Let's talk about the very end of it. I have some small issues with the ending, but I also am curious where it's going to go from here. So let's talk about what happened in the episode, kind of talk about what's some details here and there, some stuff that's very interesting, and overall just kind of recap everything that happened. So really, per se, not a lot happens in the very beginning. We see Julius's group come in, and he even's trying to say that that's not his name. His name's Julie instead, because he just doesn't want to have the whole name. I guess maybe he's hiding his true identity per se. But Subaru and him right away start off by saying, oh look, my fighting wounds weren't that bad. I'm completely okay. But Julius is like, no, I didn't ask about how your fighting thing. I asked about having to deal with what you just dealt with, but whatever, I'm glad you're okay. It right away pissing Subaru off, which is understandable. Subaru still kind of harbors some anger to Julius, which is completely understandable. Now, we have everyone talking in a kind of powwow together with one another, talking about what is going on. Why was it the white whale was with the witches cult? Is there really something to it? Is it maybe just separate incidents? My thoughts on this, by the way, is really, I think maybe they were separate incidents. I don't want to say that they were together. Maybe it could be that the whale, because it's drawn to the witch's scent, maybe was drawn to their location, and similar to like how Subaru was going around kind of using that as a decoy during the fight, maybe they did something similar, which is not per se meaning they're connected, but more so they used it as a decoy to stop any intruders into their attack of Roswell's mansion and all that. So I think that's what is possible there. But I'm curious if you guys have different thoughts about that. Leave in the comments below. Anyways, the powwow continues with Subaru essentially saying what he wants to do, and how he's going to attack this whole thing at face value. So we see Subaru on his own going through the forest, meeting once more Betelgeuse, and as he meets them, they start talking to one another. And what's funny is, Betelgeuse thinks right away, oh, you must be a follower of the gospel. They must have given you one, because you have such a nice scent. He's referring to the scent of the witch. You smell so good, and you must be overflowing with love, and that's okay. You're one of us now, whatever. And Subaru's like, what's the gospel? And Betelgeuse pulls out a book that we're gonna talk about in a couple minutes when we see it again. I'll talk about it after a few scenes, but. He pulls this out, and Subaru was like, "Oh yeah, I don't have that. I used it as a coaster, and yeah, it got wet. I threw it out." Betelgeuse gets pissed off, attacks him with the unseen hand, but as we know, Subaru can see the hands. Now, what's funny about this though is that we have two things happen at this point. We have the twin cat people come in, blow the building behind them, which is the ruins that we saw several episodes behind, where Subaru was taken captive in there. Rem died horribly in there. They blow it up using their voice power. And at the same time, the old man coming down, cutting Betelgeuse in half, ending this fight as soon as it began. Like, damn, that was so awesome. Now, honestly, it was just quick, and I was like, it can't be this easy. But, furthering to make sure that he's dead, the twins go, are you sure you want to make sure he's dead? Okay, fine. They shoot a giant ring of energy out and destroy his whole body. So, yeah, I'm presuming Betelgeuse, at least right now, in this world, is dead. It was that fast. I mean, I know some people might have issues with that, but I think that's kind of fitting. I mean, this plan of attack was straightforward. Betelgeuse is not indestructible. We saw that he can be killed when Subaru and him died from Puck's giant version of himself freezing the land over and stuff like that. So it's not impossible. But what's interesting, I want to talk about this really fast, is the gospel that they have, apparently. Apparently no one wants to touch that thing. Even when the twins picked it up and they didn't realize what it was, they threw it away immediately when Subaru says, oh, yes, what he called the gospel, quote unquote. And, according to them, that's what's given, like Betelgeuse told them, it's given to new recruits or people that they feel are going to be worthy of the witch's honor and, to serve her and stuff like that. So he also talks about having 10 fingers, which apparently... Super doesn't fully understand what that is, and we don't, as viewers, understand what that is, but, they make an assumption that most likely this has to be maybe, like, his followers or maybe subordinates, so there's 10 followers. They think that by killing a few inside the ruins, it is now 2 less, and that they have probably 8 left or something like that. Unfortunately, they're going to be wrong, but... as we see everyone kind of relaxing, thinking this is finally all said and done, we see another attack from what seems like unseen hands again, grabbing the several characters that we were just talking to and by the way, not the main characters, but more so side characters they were just talking in the scene that followed this. and killing them instantaneously and pulling Subaru away. Now, as Subaru's getting dragged away, we find out there's yet another person that's like Betelgeuse, like this girl who's just as psycho as him, does the same mannerisms, everything. And luckily, as fast as it's over and fast as we introduce this character, William comes in, cuts her, kills her, But we do discover one real purposeful thing right here is the fact that there are more disciples that are probably like Betelgeuse, almost exact clones of him. That's bad. I mean, honestly, because we see from her, she's very powerful, and if there's more two people like this, that's gonna be some troubling things. And Subaru feels bad. He really doesn't want to get them involved, but the old man comes in and goes, you know what, you have to fight. If anything, we understand that, and we're willing to do that. You have to fight now and keep going through this, even though people have died around you, and even though you got involved in something like this, you have to keep going. And so Subaru kind of has once more that kind of rebuild to him, and he's like, you know what, you're right. Now, as he's walking toward the manor and all that, he's talking with the cat dude over here, and the cat dude's like, you really have to forgive Julius. I mean, I know you guys had your issues and all that, but he's really a trustworthy guy, if not hard-headed with certain things. And Subaru, after a couple moments, goes, you know what, you're right, okay, fine. And even though he's not willing to, he goes up and is about to say, hey, listen, he wants to apologize to him, but we see this very weird image of what looks like a blue feather or blue little flake, and as it passes by, a blue petal would probably be the best name for it. And as it passes by, all the people around him disappear, and we're in this weird landscape that looks almost like a Puck's Frozen, landscape, if anything. And we see Ram. What is she doing here? But that is how the episode literally ends, with just her coming in, and as fast as we get this hit into the stomach of what just happened, that's it. That's my only issue with the episode. I mean, I know some people say that's a really good cliffhanger per se, but I hate stuff like that. Like, honestly, that was such a fast ending, and it just leaves you with going, what the hell just happened? What? There's so many mysteries and so many things now ask. We're getting closer and closer to the finish of the series. I think we have 3 to 4 episodes left. Honestly, I'm curious where they're going to keep going from here. Where are they going to end at? I almost anticipate that ReZero is going to have this horrible cliffhanger, and I hope the guy doesn't, but it might be doing that. But anyways, overall though, very solid episode. I expected that there would be. I even said last there probably wouldn't be that much fighting. There wasn't really per se a lot of fighting in this. We saw quick bouts here and there, but I mean for the most part, everyone that was in this episode was either killed really quickly, friend and foe, and that was it. I mean, as quick as they were introduced, they were dead within a couple seconds. I mean, Betelgeuse had his moment of sunshine for 2 seconds, and then immediately was killed off via the twins' attack and Williams coming from behind him and slashing him in half. So. But honestly, love the episode. I think it's great. Another great episode of ReZero. Anyways, guys and girls, I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye-bye, everyone.